Welcome to Unbreakable Latina.
Hi guys, welcome back to Unbreakable Latina. This is your host Melina. Happy New Year everybody. 2022 is here and we're positive and ready for the year. That's what I wish I would say. But in reality, 2022 is here. It feels like a repeat of 2021. I hate to be so negative, but I have to be honest with you guys. I am not in the greatest mental space. My anxiety is through the roof. I haven't felt this anxious in a very long time. I feel like I can't breathe, and then I'm like, oh my God, is this a symptom of COVID? I wrote down my intentions, had a great New Year's Eve, just a couple of my family members trying to be safe, and I felt fine. I felt ready for the week. Monday came, ready to go back to work, and I get to work and everything seems fine. Everyone's how's your New Year's, and little by little the emails start coming in. People are positive for COVID. Everyone's sick, everyone's going home. We're so short staffed. It's been insane. This first week has felt like a whole month. I haven't worked out. I have been coming home with headaches every day. And then I think I'm sick. And then I feel there's so many people that have been positive that have been in the same room as me all day. And it's just been exhausting. I've been so exhausted. I've had trouble sleeping. I have trouble waking up for work. I know it's because I haven't worked out, but I haven't felt in the greatest mindset. I haven't had energy. And I hate to be negative, but I have to be real with you guys. I'm going through a hard time right now. I think this weekend I needed it just to recharge. I just stayed home and organized all my stuff and booked a bunch of COVID tests because I'm so paranoid of getting sick again. I don't want to get sick. I don't want to get my mom sick or anyone else around me. I feel like I'm the most exposed in my whole family because I actually have to go to work. Everyone else works from home. And I know it's not a way of living, and I know we're all going through this, but I just want to share my experiences. So if you're going through it, just know you're not the only one. I haven't gone to the gym. I planned to go to the gym and I feel terrible. Like I said, my anxiety is through the roof. I don't know if anyone's familiar with sleep paralysis, but I've had one of those nightmares every freaking night. And I wake up and I think, oh my God, like, am I possessed or something? And I haven't had that in years. And today I was talking to my mom and I was like, I think it's because I haven't worked out. And I didn't realize, I know I've talked about this before, but I didn't realize how much working out makes me feel so much better. But it really does. And right now I'm a little scared to go to the gym, but either I'm going to try to wake up early and go before work or work out at home again. Hey guys, I wanted to take a quick break to thank you all for your support. When I first started the podcast, I felt lost. I didn't even know where to begin, but thankfully I stumbled upon Anchor. Anchor is a platform that I use to make my podcasts. I can record, edit, and distribute my podcasts on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. So it's a one-stop shop, and the best part is that it's free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to start your podcast today. So if you don't know what sleep paralysis is a temporary inability to move or speak while falling asleep or upon waking. So I have these dreams where I can't move my body, but I feel like either something is pushing me down or like I'm trying to wake up and I know it's a dream, but my eyes won't open up. Like last night I had the dream where some force, like it feels like demonic, some force like pushed me to the floor, and I remember touching my carpet and being like, okay, if I wake up and I'm on the carpet, then I am definitely like some weird shit's going on here. But I woke up and I had just fallen asleep. Like I literally probably like 5 minutes into my sleep. And I woke up and I was like, whoa, like that felt so real, but it wasn't. So in my dreams, I'm trying to wake up because I know that it's a nightmare, but I can't. And it's such an odd feeling. And I hate it because then I can't go to sleep. So then after that dream, I wake up and I'm scared to go to sleep. I know I'm a little weenie, but it is what it is. I hope none of you suffer from that. But if you do, let me know. Let me know your experiences. I'd like to share. I only know like one more person that suffers from that. And like I said, it hasn't happened in a long time, and I hope it doesn't happen anymore because I'm tired of it. So I'm trying to chill out and not stress, but it's hard. The type of person that I am, I stress out over everything. Anyways, COVID sucks, and I hope you guys are all staying healthy and take your vitamins. Take elderberry because my friend's been exposed to all her family members twice. Shout out Renee. And she's been on this elderberry like gummies, and she hasn't gotten sick, and she's God's favorite for real. So the other day I noticed, well, actually, it was, I don't know, maybe like a month ago, I noticed that I can't stop apologizing for things that I'm not sorry for. Has anyone ever had that happen? Because I asked a couple of my friends and I even asked my sister, I'm like, do you say sorry for everything? Like, for example, like if I bump into someone at the store or someone bumps into me, like, oh, sorry, sorry. And I started thinking, like, why do I always say sorry? And it's such a bad habit. Even today, I forgot what I did. I think, like, I don't remember what I did, but I was just like, oh, mom, sorry. And then she's like, why do you keep saying sorry? And I was like, oh, this is a good thing to talk about on the podcast. So I did a little research because, I like to educate myself. So in the article that I read, it said that here it showed a couple examples of when people over apologize. For example, if a waiter brings you the wrong order and you say, I'm sorry, but this isn't what I ordered, or you approach the receptionist at an office by saying, I'm sorry to bother you, I have a question. Or like even if I'm late, like the other day I was late to meet a friend and I was like, I'm so sorry. Like instead of saying I'm so sorry, I could change it by thank you for being patient, thank you for waiting for me. And I don't get why we do it. So according to the article, the reason that we over apologize, it's because we're used to people pleasing. You want to be considered nice and polite, and you're overly concerned with what other people think and you don't want to disappoint anyone. Or because you have low self-esteem, you worry that you're doing something wrong, but because you're being difficult or causing problems, being unreasonable, or asking for too much. Or you're a perfectionist. You have high standards for yourself that you could never live up to. Therefore, you constantly feel inadequate and feel the need to apologize for everything you do imperfectly. You feel uncomfortable. We apologize when we feel uncomfortable or insecure. You feel responsible for other people's mistakes or inappropriate behavior, or it's just a bad habit. And for me, I just feel like it's been a bad habit. I'm doing it unconsciously, and it's become my automatic response to everything. Everything except when I should really apologize. No, I'm just kidding. I will own up when I have to apologize, but I do say sorry so often, especially at work. I say that a lot. I'm sorry, I didn't understand it, or I'm sorry for making that mistake. Like now, I'm like, thank you for catching that. I will correct it instead of apologizing because we're human. We all make mistakes. So the article also talked about why it's not good to over apologize because they said that over apologizing can make you look less confident and it can seem as though you're sorry for everything, including your actions and your feelings. It deep dive into why this is a common problem for most people, and it said that usually it's a problem for people who have codependent tendencies, fear of conflict, focus on other people's feelings and not their own. You have poor boundaries. You accept blame for things that you couldn't control or you didn't do. You excuse the behavior as if it was your own. and you're very conscious of being a burden, and you're afraid of rejection and criticism, so we go out of our way to apologize so we don't cause any problems. And reflecting back, I am a people pleaser. I don't like conflict, and I think that's why I'm always apologizing. It's out of bad habit, and maybe it has to do with my childhood trauma. I could think of a lot of times where I've apologized for someone else's actions because I didn't want anyone to be upset. And it's kind of sad how bad it affects you. So we need to change that. So we need to stop apologizing because you need to know when the right time to apologize is. And you don't have to apologize for things you didn't do, things you can't control, things other people do. If you're asking a question or needing something, you don't need to apologize for your appearance. Like, those times where you're like, oh, I'm sorry that I look like a bum. Like, who cares? You don't need to apologize for your feelings. You're allowed to feel whatever you want to feel. You don't have to apologize when you don't have all the answers. Like at work, sometimes I don't know something. You could be like, sorry, I don't know. Instead of saying sorry, I don't know, be like, let me do a little research. Let me ask some of my coworkers or another answer. Stop apologizing. Or I'm sorry that I can't make it to your birthday. I'm sorry this. Like, we all have other things to do. You don't have to apologize. And it's something that I never had thought about until I don't even know why. Maybe I read something on Instagram or something that I started thinking, like, why do I always say sorry? And now that I pointed it out, I'm like, whoa, I say it all the freaking time and I need to stop doing it. And it's so hard to break out of the habit, but we have to do it because sorry, not sorry. So they talked about how to stop over apologizing. And one of the things that they suggested is to make yourself aware. If you're over apologizing, by making yourself aware, like I did when I started noticing that I was apologizing for everything. Now, when I say sorry, I'm like, oh, why did I say that? Or I'll change it like, no, don't say sorry. Like, I'll try so hard to like not say it and change, rephrase it. So, awareness is the first step. So, another step to take is to question whether an apology is necessary. For example, think about it. How bad was it? Are you taking responsibility for someone's actions? Or are you saying it because you feel ashamed or you feel bad or you feel guilty because something happened out of your control? So, make sure that the apology is necessary and the sorry is needed. You could also rephrase instead of saying, sorry for bothering you, be like, thank you for taking time to answer my question. Rephrase it. You can also start asking your family members or your friends to make you accountable. If you start apologizing, like today when I apologized to my mom, she's like, stop saying sorry. And I was like, oh, sorry. Sorry for saying sorry. It's just such a bad habit. Um, just change your phrases. Instead of saying sorry, say excuse me, pardon me, go ahead after your turn. Instead of saying sorry to interrupt you, I'd like to add, I have an idea. I'd like to expand on that. Instead of saying sorry to complain, thank you for listening. Instead of apologizing in an email, consider saying, thank you for catching that. I appreciate you bringing this error to my attention. I think that becoming aware is going to be the first step, and hold yourself accountable. Hold your friends accountable. If you hear them say like, "Oh, I'm sorry for this," like say like you don't have to apologize. You don't have to apologize all the time. Spread the word. Don't need to apologize for things that are not something that you could control or something that was your fault. So have your friends listen to this podcast and let me know how changing sorry to a thank you has helped you, because I know it's going to help me. Like at work, you don't sound confident when you're saying sorry. If you change a narrative, you sound way more confident. So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I want to record more. Doing it every other week was nice for the holidays, but when I don't record, I feel like something's missing. So I'm going to try to keep recording. If I could do it every week, amazing. If I can't, then it's going to be every other week. But thank you guys so much for following me and for all the likes on Instagram. I've been trying to do reels. They're really hard and it's hard for me to get out of my comfort zone, but I have. And I want to do more, and that keeps me busy, it keeps me sane. And I hope you guys all have an amazing week. Let's try to be positive in life and negative in having COVID. Stay safe, everybody. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe the podcast. Follow me on Instagram at Unbreakable Latina. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Or I'll talk to myself, and then you guys could hear me, and like it's like we're hanging out. Have a great week. Bye.